years. Welcome to Unmasked. I'm your host, Jason Fortune. Today's a celebratory day. We have a lot to celebrate. One, it's the new year, and this is where we try to turn the page and look forward. And, like the show says, this show, number day 14, is beginning without erasing. I am broadcasting in from 9,400 feet on top of a mountain in the high Rockies of Colorado. I'm feeling real happy today. I'm feeling excited. This is one of the first times in my life where, probably the first time in my adult life, when the new year came on, and I am excited for what's getting ready to happen, and I'm excited to share it with you. Today's about recognition for all of us. Instead of survival now, we're moving to presence. Instead of story, we have shared space. And instead of an ending, we're starting with a beginning. This year, we're not rushing to meet the future. We are just going to meet it easily and effortlessly. It doesn't mean there's a lot of hard work, but still effortless. Like we do with every show, let's go ahead and set the space, set everything for what's going to happen in the next 20 or 30 minutes, and let's take a few breaths together. Go ahead and take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Fill up your lungs. Let it out slowly. Now feel your feet on the floor. Feel the chair holding you. Feel the couch holding you. Feel your shoes holding you. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Hold it at the top for a little. And now release slowly, like you're blowing out through a straw. Slowly. Today I'm feeling pretty excited for what we're about to share. My two words, usually when we open up a session, the two words that I usually like to open up a session with are not two words, but two feelings that I have, or that I usually share, or that I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. My producers were talking. At the beginning of a session, whenever we start these breathing exercises and stuff, we always share how we feel. And today I am, and I've shared it with you, I'm excited and I'm celebratory and I am feeling good. And I just wanted to reshare. I mean, it's good as we set this space to always breathe together and acknowledge how we're feeling as we go in. And even at the end of the space, go ahead and a little bit more breathing and acknowledging that. So just be prepared for that. So, what's going on? What is happening in the world of Unmasked this year and Sage Collective? These are two braided things, if you've heard me talking about them. Unmasked, for those of you that have been following, for the few, and the few that have caught it on replay. Unmasked is my show where, it's not a show, I apologize for that. I'm going to slip up on that. Unmasked is a space where we talk about things that we don't talk about elsewhere. If you've been with me on the last few shows, I shared some stuff about my family and the intergenerational trauma that caused my complex PTSD, and that's what Unmasked is for people to come on the show, for coaches and facilitators to come on the show, for us to learn together. And that learning plugs into Sage Collective, and that is where not only are they the host of this show, they give to us and we give right back to them. Sage Collective is a big learning ecosphere, a big healing ecosphere where we all join together and sit in sessions together and talk together in chats and learn from each other. And that's what this excitement is all about, is the launch of Sage Collective today on January 1st. Our doors are officially open. It's a very soft launch. We're still gathering our facilitators. We're still gathering our coaches right now, but it's happening. We are live, and within another, I would say today is the 1st. Before the 5th, 6th, or 7th, we will have our official schedule up and be actively sitting in sessions together, and I'll be there. You'll probably see Carol Ann there too. This isn't something we built just because we felt there was a niche that needed to be filled. This wasn't a business opportunity. This grew out of the healing that I experienced in the psychedelic program that I'm in, and I wanted to bring it out and let everybody experience this outside of any programs or anything. You could just come to this and sit in session and witness and be part of the incredible thing that happens when just a few humans sit together and get real and actually share and are seen and held by other people. So, Unmasked, we needed a place for everyone. For me, I needed a place, and I knew that everyone needed a place where truth wasn't punished, slowness wasn't allowed, and healing wasn't performative. This show, this circle, this space that we are in right now, it began as truth-telling. For those of you that were with me over the holidays, it began as truth-telling, silence breaking, and shared breath. That's what we went through. We shared a lot of things together. I sat there and I told you things I've never told anybody before except therapists, my wife, and the people in these shared groups. And I shared openly to show what the power of vulnerability and the power of healing looks like. And it grew into something collective as we all sat here. As over the last, we're on day 14, and this grew into a collective now, where I'm getting messages, people are watching. I've had over 60 hours of viewing on the content I put out, and I haven't put out very much, so I'm grateful and humbled that this is happening. And it moves into our next step, the collective, Sage Collective. And this is what Sage Collective started out of a need for me personally to have more group sessions to sit in, more PTSD and grief sessions. That's what I usually tend to sit in, and men's groups. And I wanted more. I wanted the format to be a certain way, and I knew what it was going to take, and I had talked to some facilitators, and I talked to Anissa Matthews, who hopefully is going to be on the show shortly, about what would make a group, what would be the perfect sweet spot for a small group to sit down and share together. And we've worked hard to get here. We've got everything ready, and now we are ready to host 75-minute sessions. Whether that's you come in and look at our schedules, you come in and look at our groups, and you decide how you want to do that. I created Sage Collective, and I created it with my wife because we saw what happened when people were witnessed. We saw what happened with me when I was witnessed and held, when my stories were held, when I told my stories and people actually listened, and they nodded their head and they understood what I was saying. And I realized, this was needed. It was needed for everyone, not just people in special programs, but all of us crave to be seen, to be held, to be comforted, connected. All those things all at once. And that's what happens in small groups. So Sage Collective was born. I started Sage Collective because I know what it's like to survive without being held. Unmasked began as a place to tell the truth, to take off the masks and say things that were never allowed. And what became clear very quickly is that people weren't looking for answers. They were looking for space. Sage Collective is that space. It's a healing ecosystem built around presence, not pressure, around music, poetry, breath, around information, around the collective as we all learn together. It starts out small, and it's going to be different a year from now, and that's not up to Carol Ann and I. That's up to you guys. That's up to you guys how this changes and morphs as the facilitators and you come together, as I sit in those groups and we all watch what's happening. As of today, Sage Collective is live. We're in a small, intentional launch, establishing schedules, meeting with potential facilitators, and opening sessions slowly with care. This isn't about scale, it's about integrity. If Unmasked has resonated with you, Sage Collective is where this work continues. Through guided sessions, shared presence, and real human connection. We're starting 2026 by choosing how we gather, by choosing how we heal, and by choosing to begin again together. We're in a real special time right now, and I'll tell you why. Why? This is an incredibly important time. Right now, today, January 1st, 2026. This is the year we redefine mental health. This is the year we start ripping off the labels. The ones handed out too easily. The ones used to control. The ones given to people who were coping the best they could in a world that wasn't safe. Maybe the people labeled mentally unhealthy weren't broken at all. Maybe they were the ones who saw clearly. Maybe they were the ones who couldn't adapt to a sick, corrupt, violent, and disconnected world and shouldn't have been asked to. So many labels were placed by abusers, by systems that needed compliance, by families that needed silence. This year, we start reframing. If you were called disordered for surviving, if you were medicated instead of listened to, if your pain was named a problem instead of a signal, this is your time. It's time to stand up. It's time to tell your story. It's time to take your name back. It's time to drag the abusers out of the dark and into the light. And that's what this year is. 2026, the year we reframe mental health. And you know how we do that? Collectively. Sage Collective. And that's where we're going to start doing the serious work at. And it's not led by a big therapy group. There's no HIPAA involved. It is people. It is you and me. It is sitting in circles that are facilitated by someone who knows how to lead a circle, knows how to help us get in touch with our true feelings and talk vulnerably about them. Vulnerably about them. You know, Walt Whitman said, "Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you." Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Finish each day and be done with it." Emily Dickinson said, forever is composed of nows. And Rilke said, live the questions now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. Let me show you something. Something I'm real excited to show you. This is Sage Collective. Very sorry about that. We had a technical difficulty. I think I'm better now. Okay. Thank you. I'm very sorry to everybody. It seems that when I started at the beginning of the tour of the website, that looks like when the music kicked in too loud. Is that right, producers? Okay. Starting over now, bringing up a little bit of music. Are the levels now correct? Hope everything is going good. You know, sometimes I'm still learning. I'm still producing a show, and you can flick the wrong button and things will go a little bit haywire. And I apologize greatly for that. And if you don't mind, even though it makes the show go just a little bit longer, and for those of you that witnessed that snafu, hey, this is what live's about, and I prefer live over. I can do pre-recorded. I can do a pre-recorded show, go in and cut everything up, make sure everything is perfect. And you know what? Honestly, the moral of the story is on this, life isn't perfect. Life is not perfect, and sometimes there's mistakes. And instead of trying to make everything perfect, why don't we just be what we are and create the art that we are? Running the show is like playing an instrument. There is, besides me talking, about 7 things going on right now. And just one mind, only one mind holding 8 or 9 things together. And even though my ADHD-like self absolutely loves this, you know, things go wrong. So anyway, we are going to come back now. We're going to pull it back together now that we have now that we're ready again, and I'm going to bring you guys through the website once again, and I apologize for that, and thank you for hanging with me. Here's Sage Collective. It is sagecollective.care. This is your portal in for those of you that are new, for any of you that are getting this on replay. This is how you get into the healing ecosphere of Sage Collective. When you come into Sage Collective, right off the bat, you can jump into buying a token. So for those of you that already know what you're doing and you need to come back, Grove session, and you will come on into the healing ecosphere that we have created and sit down and start your journey with us. Here's where it starts. $30 is an Explorer token, and this is for people that don't want to have a membership yet, and you just want to be able to move around and see what's going on. You're not sure exactly. You're not sure yet. You might be a little bit nervous, and I get it. This is something new we're asking people to do. Come on in, sit with strangers in a virtual grove and hang out and talk about very sensitive matters. I know that's not even something we do with our best friends. That's not something we do with our parents or anything. So I get it. I get it all the way. This is how you can move through the ecosphere. You can have a $30 one-time token that gets you a 75-minute healing grove. And if you like this and it speaks to you, you can buy into the $25 membership that's every month, and it gives you one token each month. Then after that token, to go to more groves, because you're going to want to, as you see how this works, as you see what happens when you sit in these different healing sessions, you can purchase as many tokens as you want. Once you have your membership and your first token, you can purchase $20 tokens every month, and then it rolls over. So then the next month you would have your $25 membership, and you could buy as many dollar grove tokens as you want. And it's as simple as that, my friends. This is how we start. There is a lot more to this there's a lot more to it than what I'm talking about, but these are your first steps into the grove. This is how you become a member, get your invitation into our Discord server. That is where our healing ecosphere is, because Discord is extremely robust in what we are allowed to do with inside that server, how we're allowed to communicate with each other. It can't be beat anywhere else. We can't build an app that does what Discord does. So here we are in the Discord server. You'll get your invitation on into the Discord server, and it all begins. That's where your groves will be. That's where you'll meet with people. As you meet people in the groves, you'll be able to chat with them in chats. You'll be able to talk with them on Discord, and there's so much more. But what's most important is beginning. And, who is it? Lao Tzu says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And right here is your single step. Here's your first step. Buy a token. You can choose which token you want, $30 Explorer token or $25 membership token. It's all up to you. So we're extremely excited to share this with everyone. I can't tell you how excited we've been. This has been more than 15 or 16 months worth of work. Maybe, honestly, it's 52 years worth of work. This is coming so easily, and everything that's happening is part of my mission now. I am absolutely dedicated to having a space where we can heal. This is something, if you stayed with my story, if you started watching my story on the 23rd, when it was my grandpa's birthday and I told his story, he is the initial cycle breaker for me. And I am not finishing that work, I'm continuing that work. And that work is, I'm writing a book. Writing more than one book, but writing a book about this. Creating Sage Collective with my wife, where we can have space for people to come in anonymously and share and be vulnerable and be seen and be held, and in the comfort of their own home. No driving required. Flip up your laptop, open your phone, turn on your tablet, Go sit at your desk, whatever you want, there you are, and you're with people that see you and people that understand you. And you can trust me on this. And then Unmasked, Unmasked this show with me. This is a megaphone where we try to reach people, where we're getting out there doing this work open and publicly. And what you'll see here is facilitators come on, coaches come on, people that are part of Sage Collective, the people doing the healing work inside Sage Collective, some of them will come on. At times, we might do an open public group session, a grove, openly for people to just see and witness, to see what goes on in there. And that would only be between facilitators and people that are comfortable with this type of work. The stuff that happens inside the grove is anonymous. It is unrecorded. Nothing ever comes of it in the way of what happens there stays there. And you might see somebody else in a grove later on. You might never see that person again, and they still touched your life. And that's how all this works. Live the questions now, Rilke said. Live the questions now. And that's exactly what we're doing with this. This entire project. It seems kind of nutty that we're doing this, or that my business sense wouldn't necessarily go down this road. It would look for other niches to fill, my entrepreneurial sense, but this is a calling and it comes from my heart. As you get to know Carol Ann, you'll realize it comes from her heart. We have blended everything that we are to bring this out, and we are very excited to share it with everyone. Not much more than that. Been broadcasting for 30 minutes with a couple minute snafu in there. Very, very humble and honored to be able to have this studio, have the technology to broadcast from 9,400 feet out of the high Rockies. I'm sitting up here on a small patch of mountainside with 40 other homes where we're basically all off the grid, and we have to use satellites, Starlink, to get in. So just the fact that I'm able to do this, man. Technology. 2026. This is the year. This is the year that darkness gets shifted. This is the year we step into the light. And for some of us, this is the year we drag the abusers into the light too. And if you're not comfortable with that, that's all right. Some of us are, and that's what we'll be doing, as you can already tell. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll keep coming back on. And when I'm overwhelmed and I can't come on, I will take a break. But you can follow me on Twitch and YouTube. Both of those places have little bells you can click once you get kind of signed in and signed up. And they will remind you, they will signal you when I come on. So if you want to be here live, and shortly in lives, I will start having chat functions running. Chat functions. Oh, we're having some dropouts. Hold on, everybody. Let's just relax while the internet comes back to life, if you don't mind. You know, if it's not dog barking, if it's not my service dog barking, if it's not me doing something crazy and throwing music up too loud or something, it's the internet. Somebody, somebody downloading or something and messing with my stream. So anyway, it's an honor. I'll be here tomorrow. Sage Collective is going to be rolling soon. For those of you that are watching, I'll have a schedule up shortly. And once that schedule's up, we are live and we are active. So please take care. There's a soft launch page you can go to. Let me show you that real quick. There is a soft launch page that you can go sign up for as we're getting going. If you want to be part of kind of the very, very beginning, come to the soft launch page and read all this and get signed up. And you guys will be our early adopters. That's it. Let me turn this off. 32 minutes. Happy New Year. 2026. It is 4:34 Mountain Time. I'll be back tomorrow, just like I've been for, 14 days now, only taking a few off. Thank you, everyone. You have a great evening. Celebrate this new year with your loved ones and give them great big hugs, or you know what? Scratch that. Give yourself a big giant hug. Give yourself a big giant hug and say no a few times. And you know what? After all that, come on back to the show and hang out with me a little bit. And I forgot to tell you, that was what I was going. The chat, we'll have chats up on the side of the screen coming up soon. We'll have more people coming in. This will get a lot more active than me just sitting here talking. So I look forward to that. I look forward to not having to talk so much, and I look forward to meeting more of you as all this starts to happen. I'll see you in the Grove. Take care.